and welcome to Style Arcade's podcast. I'm Michelle Eagleton, and in episode 5 we are joined by CEO and co-founder of The Cut and Craft, Oscar Akgul, and Lindsay, a content creator and the face behind life in Leeds. We're going to take a trip behind the scenes of one of Leeds' best restaurants. We're going to find out what makes good content and why seaweed plays a big part in this very venue. Let's get started. Well, I've got to say, we are in a stunning venue for this podcast. Oscar, this is your home from home. You are the co-founder of The Cut and Craft and CEO. Does it always feel this special when you come and visit your restaurants?
Yes. I mean, buildings like this, the history attached to it, seeing this gorgeous museum, same with the Manchester that we have. Absolutely. It's every time I walk into the buildings, I just feel proud and it feels special.
I don't think you couldn't not. I mean, at the end of the day, this is absolutely beautiful. And being here as somebody who has dined quite a number of times at The Cut and Craft, Lindsay, what makes it so special for you?
Everything about the place, I think, but with the interior, when you first walk in, I remember my first ever visit to The Cut and Craft when I came up here and saw this beautiful space. Obviously the food speaks for itself, but the atmosphere in here, it's just a place that you always remember. And everyone that I know that's ever been returns again and again because it just makes you feel so special.
And the thing is, you have a lot of places to choose from because you're a content creator, you're founder of Life in Leeds. Tell us a little bit about that platform and why it was important for you to start it.
So I guess I started it off actually because I have a good friend of a friend, Tom from Mad Franz, if you know the restaurant down on Wellington Place. He serves amazing Sunday dinners. They are so good. But that place is just a teeny tiny little bit out of the city centre compared to what he would have liked. And I remember reaching out actually to a couple of sort of foodie influencers in the city centre. And quite rightly, they did reply to me and say, oh, I can't really, post anything unless I've been, or I'd have to go and visit myself. And I was a bit uneducated at that point. So I thought, well, I love taking photos of food. Well, I just start doing it. And that's basically how it happened. I just kept posting more and more. I've always been a foodie. I'm quite passionate about the food, the restaurants, the staff. And yeah, it just grew from there.
And absolutely, it's growing and growing. And, in terms of content creations like what you're doing, Lindsay, I think nowadays we are in that age, aren't we, where everything, it matters, not just the food, it's kind of the whole experience. And
Absolutely.
And that's what really sets The Cut and Craft apart.
Yeah, just like you said, nothing stays the same. Hospitality 10 years ago, you wouldn't go to the Indian restaurant and ask for a cosmopolitan or a mojito. It's something that you wouldn't have done it. But now that you expect the same authentic cuisine, you go to the Indian. And then it's not the same food. You have to have the old-fashioned. You can have the cocktails, the more exclusive wines, and entertainment attached to it. So, like everything else, nothing stays the same, and the hospitality has changed. We want to do the same thing, to innovate ourselves, to create new things, and maybe perhaps to lead the certain side of the hospitality and show people that we can do.
And you certainly do that, yeah. And you do that in Leeds as well. I mean, we're in Victoria Quarter and you are here and you have made Leeds your home. What was so special to open here?
Opening in Leeds?
Yeah.
Well, after the successful opening in New York, we thought that this brand that we created, the Cut and Craft, could have potentially be tried in different cities, and the Leeds was the next door, and it was a great place for us to try it out, see how good we are at what we do. So Leeds was important to us because we know it was a turning point, and we wanted to be in somewhere special. We didn't want to be in the drinking side of Leeds. But then I have to admit that the Ivy next door to us was a great success. It's a brand that we always follow. We admire them, their location, their clientele. That we thought that this brand will be suitable next door to Ivy Asia. But this building, obviously, it's just speaks itself. And
It's spectacular. I mean, we have to talk about this absolutely fantastic dome that we're seeing and some of the history that this building is steeped in. I mean, that really attracted you, didn't it, at the start?
yes, it was a, I don't know whether I'm allowed to say, but this was a jigsaw retail shop. This was when we first walked in. And I wanted to just come and see the dome because I seen the pictures and I wanted to see it myself. It's something about it just the same that you walk in. You walk into this little narrow way and then suddenly opens up this gorgeous dome. It definitely brings that the elegancy, that timeless feeling that you couldn't have had in modern buildings. So it's connected to the history, past and present. It's definitely special for everyone, not just me.
How important is that when you are thinking about going to visit a restaurant, what the building is like, what the look is like and the feel?
Oh, massive. Well, I'd say it's important on returning to a restaurant. Quite often the driving force is the food, and you know there's plenty of amazing restaurants in Leeds that have humble little appearances, but to return to a place for a special occasion, the interior and the feel that you get when you walk in, it's huge, yeah.
And you know, this is Style Arcades. We talk about style a lot on this podcast. I've got to ask you about this decor, not just the building, but actually the design that you have incorporated here, because a lot of that is influenced by, you know, the Titanic, isn't it, really? And I think that's really beautiful.
Yes, this building is a special building, not just for us, but for the people of Leeds. This building used to call Collingham's Cafe, which is one of the oldest tea room in East Yorkshire at the time, in Yorkshire. So the band called Wallace Hartley and his band, which is the gentleman who played in Titanic, and his crew, who also played here. This was their last ever played destination before they joined the Titanic. So that was very special for us. So there's a lot of attachment to here with the Titanic. And when we wanted to develop this place into a restaurant, we couldn't ignore this. We had to participate to this. And when we were talking with our designers, when we told them the story, the ideas came as the wallpapers from seaweed. We have.
Can we just stop there? Seaweed,
Yes.
wallpaper. That's madness. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. The materials that we had to use in this place must had something to do with the sea. So we choose the wallpapers not actually from the paper, but from the seaweed, which these wallpapers are. And if you see the patterns on the wallpapers, also we try to have like a waves pattern that in here. And if you look at our champagne bar, the front of it is from pearls from the sea. It's all real pearls, which also wanted to be incorporated with the building. And downstairs we have beautiful pictures representing the waves of the sea. I mean, everywhere we can find. We wanted to just bring the Titanic. We dedicated a huge wall for the Wallace Hartley and Master right there. This is the balconies that they used to play. So there's just so much history attached to here, and we're very proud that we put it together.
I love it. At every visit, I suppose you see something a little bit different or take in something different. I mean, in terms of restaurants now, I think, you know, that is the thing. And as a woman, I'm going to kind of reveal what I always think with restaurants. I'm always there. I like the toilets.
Oh,
and I've got to say, your toilets are absolutely incredible. I could probably spend the whole time in there. Really, really amazing.
Yeah. There is a little information that is very internal. It's not been known to audience. When we created the ladies' toilets, we wanted to create a unique experience for anyone. But the wallpaper in there is all handmade also. It's a unique wallpaper represent empowering the woman in any color. So when you see ladies in there, that's you need to translate it into ladies from every gender, every color that highlighted in there. So there is a story attached to that ladies' room as well, in line with the empowering woman. But I mean, nowadays we want to the showcase restaurant is not just the food and service and entertainment, but also
Absolutely. I don't think I'm the only
ladies' room.
person that thinks that about the ladies. Or am I right?
No, it's a big talking point actually. That
Yeah.
whenever you go to a restaurant with your group of friends and you've nipped off to the toilet, it is a talking point when you come back and, oh, have you seen the toilets? Oh, we'll have to go get a picture. I think there's a page. I think that people...
There is.
Yeah.
There is an influencer out there who goes round and rates the toilets. She went to the Savoy Hotel and rated the toilets there. So it's a big thing. But let's get down to the food, because obviously, you made this choice for steak. You are known for just amazing steaks and seafood. Was that as well something that you became passionate about over time?
I'm generally a steak and potato guy. I'm a steak guy. But the creation of the steakhouse it came up as a bit luck as well. We found a location. We find a unit in New York, and it was such a special unit. It was a ex-Roman history attached to that building as well, the one that we have in New York. We wanted to do something in there, and we didn't know what to do inside. And when we were traveling to London, we were talking about that unit, say what kind of cuisine we should be doing, what we should be doing. And then the guy next to us, he said, what about steakhouse?
Oh.
Just a random guy. And he said that you guys need to go to these certain places in London and taste it. So when we went to that restaurant in London, taste it, we came back and thought, we can definitely do the steak, but we can do better. And in the way that we think that is a better means. Then we created the cut and craft. The charcoal grill is a real fire, best quality meat. There's something about that grill that I have to say. It's not just about the grill. It has to be very, very hot heated grill. But we cook the steak differently. We sous them. I don't know if you know.
No, what does that mean?
It's a very French way of doing it. So the idea is that you marinate the meat in a plastic bag where you put some butter, some herbs, and some other secret recipes to marinate them for days and days. Then you cook them in the boiling water at certain temperature for so long.
Wow.
Kept the nutritious value, kept the size in everything. Then you put it into the high charcoal grill, is above 300 centigrade. It literally just seals the meat at such a high temperature. It creates a crispy skin around it without losing this moisturizer inside. So it's a lot of process goes into that steaks, and when that cooked is perfect, it's kept all the nutritious values. It's not been lost any of the juices from inside, and then when you cook it, it's perfect, and it's also very quick food. So it's a lot of scientific facts goes into it.
I'm just salivating. You had me at butter and herbs, and then that crispiness. I'm like, what kind of thing do you order when you go out to the restaurant? Because obviously, you've got the world at your feet when you get to choose. What do you like to eat?
Here at Cut and Craft?
Yes.
I am a steak girl, a fillet steak girl, and it's always really good here. And the truffle and parmesan fries as well. I've got to have a side of those. But actually my favourite starter here at Cut and Craft is the hummus. It's magical. I do love hummus anyway, but there's just something about it here. It's absolutely delicious. And I actually had it for the special Halloween event that I came to here as well. And it was like beetroot hummus, Halloween themed, and yeah, that was really delicious as well.
Because you do put on some amazing nights and events. I mean, is that really important for you to keep the Cut and Craft fresh with that for, the people who come here time and time again?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like we were talking a minute ago about the restaurants being innovative, change in hospitality. The change in hospitality and restaurant is something that we follow up as well. The creating events that falls into that category. We can't just be a restaurant providing food and drinks. It has to be something else and full of entertainment as well. This events is a part of that strategy. Although I have to admit that I'm not the one that create these events or participate a lot, but we have a huge team behind us. Especially I have to give that credit to Darius, who's our operations director. We come up with these ideas to create these events, yoga classes, fashion events with the brands, John Lewis or witchcrafts and hocus pocus and everything. So it is, yes. And we're proud of it. I mean, we want to showcase this place and those events in here. It's gorgeous. It's a
I
gorgeous
love
place.
it. I love the fact that you say, oh, I'm not actively involved as much in those events, but I think what you really like is giving people that experience, that good time. And that comes from younger Oscar, because I do believe that when you're a little boy, you were actually serving like your mum and her friends. And is that kind of how this all started?
Yes, absolutely. I'm a hospitality guy. This is something that I do. I'm passionate about hospitality. I'm just born with it. It's to looking after these guys, creating these opportunities. Welcome them in your house, cook them, feed them. It's just what I do. I love it. Absolutely love it. And even when I was young, I used to do that when my mom's friends used to come. I'm the one, set up the tables, create the fruit juices, and serve them the Turkish coffee, which it's something that I love. My family is very academic. My dad is a musician, a teacher, principal in my own school as well. And my mom, a midwife. I come from a very academic family, but my dad asked, what you want to be in the future? And when I said, I want to be a server, I want to be a waiter, I can still remember the disappointment of my father's, thinking that, server, waiter?
No.
I did. I wanted to work in the restaurant. It was so, I don't know, it was disappointed. But in time, I grew into something else. We created this hospitality business, and at this level, my dad is proud, obviously, right now, to what we achieved. But I suppose when you're hospitality in your blood, it is in your blood. You have it or you don't have it. I have it.
And what did it feel like when you opened that first restaurant? Take me back, because obviously you opened Lucia before you opened the Cut and Craft. What was it like, that moment for you?
Well, everybody thinks the Lucia is our first restaurant, but actually our first restaurant was the Olive Tree, which opposite Cliffs Tower in New York. This was our first restaurant, and that restaurant has taught us a lot. I had to do, I worked on cruise lines for many years. I left Turkey when I was 17 to go and work cruise lines. So when I came back to York, to UK, I wanted to carry on the hospitality. This was the place that to open. It was a gorgeous restaurant overlooking to Cliffs Tower. Opening that restaurant was special for us. I have learned so much, but I had the opportunity to welcome people in our restaurants for real, and hosting them and making them feel like, wow,
that must feel really special.
It is. We have had many celebrities back in days when we first opened that restaurant. We done well in that, but it's just all about welcoming the people, looking after them. It's all about looking after them. It's never for the money, never for the business, never for number. It's like anyone else that you do in the job. I'm guessing in your cases as well, showcasing the content that you do, and
I think it's a passion, isn't it? And it's kind of doing something that you obviously love. And I think that is about what you do. And it's taken a while for that journey to happen. You mentioned that your family came from education. I mean, that was your background. I can't believe you were a maths teacher, Lindsay.
Until very recently, actually, just 2 weeks ago. It's very interesting what you've just said, Oscar, about always starting out knowing that you wanted to sort of end up in hospitality in that industry, and ending up in it, really, because I actually used to work at TGI's whilst I was training to be a maths teacher. And I remember one of my friends that I used to work with, Rosie she was called, she would always say to me, oh, Linz, you should be in advertising. I feel like you could sell ice to the Eskimos, just on how I'd put things across to the guests that were coming to the restaurant. And I went away to be a maths teacher, did that for 7 years, but I didn't really, I loved the job, as in, like, it was so rewarding, loved teaching my students, had some brilliant classes, loved the staff, but I didn't really get to sort of utilise any creative flair in that job.
Yeah.
And so I've just sort of naturally ended up doing what I think I should have always been doing in the first place, which is selling restaurants online, you know, showcasing what it is that they can do, the food, the atmosphere, the drinks, the staff. The staff are such a big integral part of everything that happens in a restaurant. And yeah, it's a joy to be able to showcase that online.
And how does it feel when somebody comes up to you and says, do you know, I went to that restaurant that you recommended, or I saw your content from? What's that like?
Oh, it's so nice. It makes me believe in what I'm doing, that I've, as we were discussing, you know, influence someone to go out and try somewhere that they wouldn't have necessarily done before. And I do get quite a lot of, not just DMs from those that have visited a previous recommendation, but if I've popped something on a story, someone will take the time to reply and be like, oh, we tried this last week after what you'd posted and we absolutely loved it. So yeah, it's really nice.
That's brilliant. But on the flip side, I bet you get loads of friends kind of tapping you up going, oh, Linz, what can I do tonight? Where should I go?
Oh my God, it's so much. And because I'm so busy, I'll get the message and it'll be for that day. I'm like, guys, you cannot ask me for a recommendation that you want for that afternoon. I'm not getting back to you until like the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I do. You mentioned staff, though, in part of what you just said earlier. And I think, you know, that must be really important for you, getting the right team behind you. I've actually seen Ollie, who's your master butcher and head chef. And I was just like, wow, this guy is just so into his food, you know, his steaks. He's even got a tattoo on his arm of like the cow with all the kind of parts,
It's actually
right?
a pig, yeah, but yeah.
Is it a pig? Well, you know, I'm not good with my animals, but that's why I'm not the master butcher.
yeah, he is. Yeah, it's a pig, and yes, Oliver it's amazing what he does. It's not just the great personalities, but also the skills that he has. And he put a tattoo on his arm, and he used the references and said quite often the same part of the animal, whether it's a pig or cow.
Wow.
Yeah, so he just references it.
It is, honestly.
Isn't it?
And
Yeah.
I suppose
It's so good.
they're learning from you and you're learning from them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Learning never stops.
What is your favourite steak?
Oh, you know, this is said the same thing that she said, flat, isn't it? Flat of beef.
Yeah.
I think it's a mistake. I mean, I love filet as well. Maybe we have to educate ourselves to be more different. I think ribeye will be a better choice. Even sirloin could be the best cut. But those are the best part of the animals, which naturally will be very good and things like that. But what if that you take the less important part of the meat and turning that meat into a masterpiece? See, that's where I think that the cut and craft is specialist. We don't talk about enough, but the flat iron that we have, it used to be called butler's steak. It means that in rich people houses where the premium cuts like fillet and ribeyes and goes to the master of the house, and the less important cuts like flat iron or butler steaks went to you know, people look after the house, the gardeners, and so on, and they had to, because it was a much muscle meat, it needs to be more stew, and longer hours to be eatable. So the cut and craft, the flat iron that we have, is one of that steak that you can't really have it and cook it on a pan at home and eat it, because it won't work. You need to have a long procedure of process of that steak to be able to eat it. So to me, always thing is the flat iron steak. It's the most less important part of the animal, the most untendered, I don't know, the steak, but turning that steak to something wow
Yeah.
through the process is what's this all about. The cut and craft is all about. So therefore, that would say it's flat iron. And it's also 10 ounce, but like I said, 9 ounce actually, 16 pounds.
You're being very precise now. But no, I think that's really interesting. I think because a lot of people don't know which steak to choose, or can very much just be like, oh, I'm going to go for the rump or something, or that we've heard a lot, and not try and experience something else.
I recommend the flat iron.
If you recommend it,
Honestly,
then
and it's give it a try.
So Linz, I've got to ask, all out of all your kind of experiences and creating content, what has been your best content to date? Because there's a lot of choice out there. What has made that the best content?
It's hard to answer this one because I have a post that's done the best.
Oh, okay.
But it like kills me to say it a little bit. Because so when I go to restaurants, I obviously spend a lot of time making the food look really nice. I spend hours editing it, you know, making sure it pops off. And then I posted a video because I do not just the food in Leeds and the restaurants, but sort of events, a little bit of just general life stuff in Leeds. And I posted a video of basically people boozing on a night out in Leeds, and it went crazy.
Yeah, I actually seen this video.
Yeah.
Myself as well.
And it took me about 10 minutes to do it. Wow. Do you know, but that is the strange thing, isn't it, sometimes about content? I think something can just kind of almost go viral without that kind of happening and stuff. But for anybody out there who is maybe thinking of, you know, turning their hobby into, you know, an actual career or getting started with content, what kind of things would you kind of tell them to do?
It's like, what advice would I'd say that they have to absolutely love it to do it.
It is time consuming, isn't it? Because I've literally seen content creators that have just kind of like, you're on it all the time.
Yeah. The main thing is sort of the consistency of it, which is why in order to turn a hobby that's sort of centered around content creation into a career, you have to absolutely love it. The same of any job, really. You know, if you want to be happy in it and do the best that you possibly can, you have to love it. I would say if you're going to transition from sort of just doing it on the side of your own job, you have to be like super organized as well, because like the time management with doing both at the same time and the transition period, it's hectic.
Yeah, and I can imagine it really, really is, because it's more than you think when you actually see the content.
Yeah.
And a lot goes on behind those kind of closed doors, as it was. Yeah, lots of juggling.
Yeah, oh yeah.
In terms of advice from your point of view as well, what's the best piece of advice that you've been given along the way, Oscar?
Well, I'm a very self-motivated individual myself. I don't need a lot of for me to just motivate myself and move forward. But there are moments in my life that pick up these motivations or advices, not just necessarily from the people, but also maybe from the posters on the walls. I was in London, and at that train, I was on a tube, and then train had a little advertising on right front of me saying, "Don't look behind. You're not going that way." My name is like, you always go forward. There's no point of looking back because you're not going that way. You're going forward. Little things that just make sense to me, or an individual just touch you on the shoulder and say, "How you all right?" And then you say, "Yeah, you know, one of these things." They say, "It's okay. Tomorrow will be another new day and fresh day." Things like that. So I get inspirational by anything. Individuals, strangers, posters, birds. I don't know, anything. The best advice is just.
It's a great sentiment.
You get from the Mother Nature.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't look back, go forward. And you are constantly going forward. I think you are inspirational yourself in the fact that you dream big and those dreams happen, you know, from the early beginnings, as you were saying, kind of like on the cruise, to kind of then opening your first restaurant, to this amazing now, the Cut and Craft, which we've got in lots of different locations. But you're not stopping there. There's more to open, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have it huge. I don't think I'm that big in my
there's quite
I
a few
like
restaurants
to take this brand to the different level. I believe that the brand that we have, the Cut and Craft, not just Cut and Craft, also Lucia, I believe we have a statement to make. I believe that our products are good. We believe that we need to take these brands to different locations to introduce to others. I have also a little bit of arrogancy in a way that some of my competitors and out there, not necessarily they're there to best interest of the customers. I think they're just there for the money business, which I understand, but our business is not about money, not entirely. It's just a showing case, the best cut of meat, best service, can-do attitude, smile, and we have a mission to do. So why not introduce these brands to the Edinburgh, Liverpool, is which coming soon. Birmingham and other cities of UK, as well as introduce them to Europe and other areas. So yes.
That is amazing, because you've already got York, you've got Manchester, you've got the Lucia restaurants as well. I'm definitely keeping my eye on those. And expansion in the York one come January. You're having that refurbed, right?
Yes, York is our roots, and we want to bring something so special to the city of York, the people in York. We are going to renovate that place, a major refurbishment. It's coming on January. We are going to make one of the most beautiful dramatic ladies room in New York as well. That's
We'll definitely be
visit.
visiting that one.
yeah, it's a gorgeous venue. We are going to do a huge renovation there to bring it back to freshen up again.
Oh, that sounds absolutely fantastic. What's next for you, Linz?
I'm in a bit of a transition period at the moment in terms of keeping going with sort of life in Leeds, but I'm sort of setting up a social media management company because I have a couple of clients at the minute and I want to grow and be able to offer my services to more clients, but I need to get sort of the page up and running. It's there, the branding's almost there, but now I've got the time to really get things going. Hopefully within like the next couple of months there'll be a lot of that online. And
you are the lady behind DoYare as well,
Yeah.
in their social media, and they are friends of this podcast. We had them on episode 4. If anyone hasn't seen it, you can scroll back.
yeah, they're great. I mean, the food at Taravadu is incredible.
Yes.
And that's what I mean about, you know, like humble looking restaurants as well. They've grown and then moved over to a Yare, which like it's got a more elegant feel. They've got cocktails on the menu. It's a bit more glamorous, but the food still has those rich South Indian roots that you'd expect from Taravadu. And yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
I love.
Do you actually get to go and visit other restaurants?
Of course.
Do you get time
Yeah,
out, Oscar?
all the
Because I heard
time.
him go, oh yeah,
All the
the
time.
food there.
Well, I'm going to Manchester this evening. I'm going to go try 2 different restaurants. Yeah, absolutely, this is what we do. We go out, we check out our competitions. We also get inspired by others. You know, it's not just open. You don't create the wheel. We're not here to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes you get a inspiration from something that you ate. It's like, I could do this, but like this. I could do that, but like that. So absolutely, it's our job. We go out all the time.
I love it. But you don't switch off though, do you?
Yeah, it's occupational hazard. I've been told many times just.
Well, I'm glad that you don't, because this venue is absolutely perfect. I've loved having this place as our home. But before we let the both of you go, I always like to finish the podcast with some quick fire questions. Are you up for that, guys?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm glad you said yes. Okay, how would you define your style, Oscar?
European style into my style. I like suits and
I would say sharp.
Yeah.
You look
Yeah,
sharp,
I would say
right?
sharp.
but not scared of wearing something observe or something weird. Or, I don't know. I don't mind. I'll put anything on.
Oh, do you know, I'm intrigued now. I'm just going to throw in another question. So if you are shopping in Victoria Leeds, what shop would you go and purchase from?
Well, one of them is Reese.
Good choice.
Yeah, and the other one will be, I will say, All Saints.
Oh, yeah, he's on point. Define your style then, Linz.
I think mine's a bit of a mixed bag, you know. I don't know if I still have like the teacher in me, but when I go out, I tend to sort of always end up wearing like professional sort of looking clothes. Even when I'm out sort of just, drinking. I mainly stick to like neutrals, which I know it doesn't look like that today.
You're switching it up today.
But yeah, my style when I feel like I look my best is like heavily influenced. If I see someone put something together online really nice with the accessories, then I'll try and do that myself. But I do sometimes struggle like putting outfits together with all the right pieces.
See, what you need to do is go and visit Wear It Like Ruth. She's been on our podcast as well. She's great for style advice. But I'm going to ask you the same as I asked Oscar. Favourite shop to purchase from then in Victoria Leeds?
I am an anthropology girl. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, there's so many choices.
Yeah.
What's your guilty pleasure meal not from this restaurant or a restaurant?
Or not from this restaurant. I would say burger. Is it that? I do like a Wendy's burger. I don't know why. I probably will be a burger.
Do you like it plain or do you like a lot of things on it?
Yeah, it's a lot of like jalapenos, the cheese, the double patties, and all that. So it'll be a big, massive,
Juicy
burger.
burger.
Yeah, that would be
I can't be doing with the plain ones.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. Yourself?
Maybe like a Five Guys or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a burger. You can't go wrong with a good burger.
Oh, she's got a definite brand. She's definite brand. Okay, if you weren't running a restaurant, what would you be doing?
Photography.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Photography. I think it's such a special talent where you capture that moment so well and such a skilled way that anyone with anywhere in the world that look in that image and feel exactly how you feel at the moment that you took that picture, to be able to execute this at that level, I think it's special.
How good are your photos?
I mean, in my head is good, but
Like me and my singing.
yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad, but obviously not that level.
Really, you need some tips off Linz, good photographer.
Get the angles.
If you weren't a content creator or the maths teacher that you were, what would you be?
I think I would have probably maybe still been in education for a while, but probably like a drama teacher or something to do with like acting. That's what I used to want to do when I was younger. And you my parents were like, Linz, that you get a job in a school, there's one drama teacher, there's like 10 maths teachers, why don't you do maths instead? You're good at maths, you like maths. And I do like maths, but yeah, I think I'd have been doing something to do with like acting potentially.
Never say never. Watch this space. Thank you for being great guests, guys. And that's it for this episode of Style Arcades. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed it. Don't forget, you can look at previous episodes of Style Arcades and watch on YouTube, and also listen to them on your favourite streaming platform. And we want to hear from you. So please do comment. If you liked this, give us a thumbs up. And we do like a good old star rating. Until next time, stay stylish.